No one tells you this about silence when she stops replying, but still watches your stories, checks your status, and stays just close enough to be seen. That's not confusion, that's a decision. You send a message. She doesn't respond. Hours pass, maybe a day, but somehow she viewed your story within minutes. She saw your post, she knows you're active. And now you're staring at your screen thinking, if she didn't care, why is she still watching me? You start building explanations. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe she's scared of her feelings. Maybe she's testing you. But deep down, you feel it. Something shifted. This is the part no one wants to admit. When someone stops replying but keeps watching, they're not confused about you. They're uncertain about investing in you. And uncertainty is not neutral, it's low interest mixed with leftover attachment. Let's break it down psychologically. Human beings don't detach instantly, especially not in modern dating where social media keeps emotional access open. Watching your story costs nothing, replying costs effort. Engaging costs emotional availability, so she chooses the lowest investment option. This is what I call passive attachment. She doesn't want to build with you, but she's not ready to fully let you go either. You become background comfort, familiar, accessible, but not prioritized. For someone with avoidant tendencies, this is common. Avoidant attachment doesn't mean they feel nothing. It means closeness triggers pressure. So instead of communicating honestly, they create distance while keeping a window open. Watching your life from a safe emotional distance gives them control without vulnerability. Now let's talk about you. If you have anxious attachment, this situation is torture. Silence activates your fear of abandonment. Her viewing your stories becomes hope. Your brain starts chasing dopamine hits. She saw it. Maybe she still cares. That tiny signal keeps you hooked. You're not addicted to her. You're addicted to the possibility. And social media is designed to weaponize that. Every view feels like micro-validation. It keeps the bond alive just enough to prevent full detachment. This is how trauma bonds sustain themselves in modern dating. Inconsistent attention is more addictive than consistent affection, but here's the uncomfortable part. Sometimes she watches because she's curious, not committed. Curiosity is not care. People monitor exes, situationships, and almost relationships all the time. Not because they want them back, but because ego likes updates, because humans compare, because they want to know if you're moving on, because they don't want to feel replaced. Watching you keeps her informed, replying to you makes her responsible. Those are two very different levels of emotional involvement. Now let's talk power dynamics. When someone stops replying but still watches, the balance shifts. You're the one waiting. You're the one analyzing. You're the one feeling the gap. She holds the silence. And silence is power when the other person is emotionally invested. The person who cares more always feels less in control. This isn't about men versus women. This is about human behavior, but there are patterns. Many men, when interested, move toward direct communication. They text, call, pursue, or withdraw completely. Women, especially those unsure, often maintain indirect connection. They observe, they test emotional temperature from a distance. Not because they're evil, because social conditioning makes direct rejection uncomfortable and emotional ambivalence easier to manage quietly. Meanwhile, men tend to interpret visibility as hidden interest. She wouldn't watch if she didn't care. That's projection. You're assigning meaning based on how you would act. But not everyone operates like you. Here's the harder truth. If she wanted to talk to you, she would. Not perfectly, not constantly, but clearly. Interest expresses itself. Even shy people show consistency when they value something. Emotional availability might look different across personalities, but genuine desire doesn't hide behind silence for long. Silence plus visibility usually means this: you matter, but not enough, and that sentence hurts. Because being almost chosen feels worse than being rejected. Your ego would rather hear "I'm not interested" than live in ambiguity, but ambiguity keeps you attached. It keeps you hopeful. It keeps you performing online. Posting strategically, trying to look unbothered, trying to trigger a reaction. You think you're playing it cool, but you're reacting. Now let's shift perspective. What if her silence isn't a puzzle to solve? What if it's information? When someone reduces effort, that's communication. When someone avoids engagement but maintains access, that's communication. When someone consumes your presence without contributing to your emotional life, that's communication. You just don't like the message because the message says you're optional. And here's where self-sabotage begins. Instead of accepting optional, you try to upgrade yourself in her eyes. More gym, better posts, strategic distance, delayed replies. You start playing power games hoping she feel what you feel. But chasing perceived power usually comes from insecurity, not strength. Real power is emotional independence. You don't need to block her dramatically. You don't need to post thirst traps. You don't need to send one last paragraph explaining your worth. You need to observe patterns without arguing with them. If someone wants connection, they create it. If they only want access, they hover. You decide what you tolerate. And let's be honest about something else. Sometimes you like that she still watches. It feeds your ego too. It keeps her orbiting your life. You tell yourself you don't care, but you check who viewed your story. You notice the timing. You measure her digital presence like it means something. Both of you are half detached. That's not romance. That's emotional limbo. Modern dating creates these half connections because no one wants to fully lose and no one wants to fully commit. So people linger. They breadcrumb. They monitor. They keep doors unlocked without walking through them, but growth requires doors to close. The painful shift is this: stop interpreting minimal effort as hidden depth. If she stops replying, accept that the dynamic changed. Don't beg, don't accuse, don't psychoanalyze her into loving you. Just adjust, pull your emotional energy back. Not to manipulate her, but to protect yourself. Let silence reveal what words never did. Because the person meant for you won't risk losing access to you by playing passive observer. They won't gamble connection for ego comfort. They won't sit in the shadows hoping you stay available. And if someone chooses distance while keeping visual access, let them watch you move on. Without performance, without revenge, without explanation. Sometimes the closure you're waiting for isn't a reply. It's the moment you stop caring who viewed your story.